Is it live? Rogues Tavern is back again. We are. We are back again. We've missed a week or two, but life gets in the way. It is time once again for the Rogues Tavern Sunday service. Allahu Akbar. It is time once again for another weekly service from the Rogues Tavern. This service here is done every Sunday, and we are reading from the Bible, the King James Version Bible, an old one. Well, sort of old, printed in the 70s. So, without much further ado, we will continue. And picking up from where we were last time, because we've been reading the prelogue, they call it the prelogue, I guess, talking about Jesus, a man for life. We've been reading a paragraph or two from there before we dive right into the Bible. We're going to pick up here about where we left off last time, about Jesus. Some of the followers of Jesus and his disciples were wealthy, but most of them were poor. Rich men did not like Jesus' admonition. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon the earth. Jesus knew that it was easier for a rich man to justify his own self-interest than to sacrifice everything and follow him. Jesus said, "It is easier for a camel to go through the needle's eye than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God." But he added that with God everything is possible. At the same time, as the story about the talents in Matthew makes clear, Jesus excused no one from personal responsibility. Personal responsibility, and that's something we could use a lot more of these days. Jesus' reputation as a great teacher spread far and wide, and no wonder he taught in parables. Simple stories that made his lessons clear to all who were ready to learn. The fields and the harvest that were so much a part of his youth surged into his words, charged with life. He taught that all men are sinners and that all men break God's law, but that God, in his love, forgives repentant sinners. That's interesting. I like the point there about personal responsibility. Something we're seriously lacking in the world today. Many people don't take personal responsibility for their actions and how their actions impact upon others. All they see is their own short, selfish ends. Well, we left off last time at chapter 26 in Genesis, and we're going to continue picking up at chapter 26 in Genesis and see where our story goes. So if you want to hear the previous, you'll have to go back and listen to all the previous Sunday morning services to hear everything else. And I tried to keep it about half an hour maximum. It's really hard with the Bible. Genesis chapter 26. And there was a famine in the land, beside the first famine. That was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went unto Abimelech, king of the Philistines, into Gerar. And the Lord appeared unto him and said, Go not down unto Egypt, dwell in the land which I shall tell thee of. Sojourn in this land, and as I will be with thee, and will bless thee, for unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all of these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father. And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of the heaven, and will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. So we're talking about Isaac here. We're no longer in Abraham. We've moved on to Isaac, and God's telling Isaac, go down. I'm going to give you all these countries. I don't care if there's someone else there. I'm giving them to you because I can. I'm God. But because I'm going to do that, all the other nations of the world are going to be blessed because of your seed. Interesting. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge and commandments, my statutes and laws. And so God's saying, because your father Abraham, he kept my commandments, had all of you snip off the tips of your dicks, and you obeyed all the commandments, I'm going to give this to you. And Isaac dwelt in Gerar, and the men of the place asked him of his wife, and he said, She is my sister, for he feared to say, She is my wife, lest she said, no. Wow, this is tongue twisters here, just incredible. Do this again. And Isaac dwelt in Gerar, and the men of the place asked him of his wife, and he said, She is my sister. For he feared to say, She is my wife, lest, said he, the men of the place should kill me for Rebekah, because she was fair to look upon. All right, so this is another double take of what same scam Abraham pulled. This is my sister. Well, it was his sister, half-sister, so the Bible obviously has no problem with incest. People are like, oh, the Bible, no, the incest is like right here. We'll get into this one a little bit further, too. So he's pulling the same scam. No, she's my sister, not my wife. Then it continues. And it came to pass, when he had been there a long time, that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out at a window and saw, and behold, Isaac was sporting with Rebekah, his wife. Yeah, I'm not certain what they're talking about here. This guy looked out a window, King Abimelech looked out the window and saw Isaac sporting. I'm not sure what term they mean by sporting. Were they having fun in the field and poking? or just walking along. So, and Abimelech called Isaac and said, Behold, of a surety she is thy wife, and how saidst thou she is thy sister? Oh, so they were. He caught him making hay. All right, fornicating. Let's put it simpler. Let's bring it down to the simplest term I can. He caught him fornicating. That's your wife, man. How saidst thou, she is my sister? And Isaac said unto him, Because I said, lest I die for her. And Abimelech said, What is this thou hast done unto us? One of the people might lightly have lived with thy wife, and thou shouldest have brought guiltiness upon us. See, this is the same scam. It's like, hey, what are you talking about here, man? It's your sister? You said it's your wife, but you said it's your sister. One of my people might have taken up with her, and now he would have been committing adultery. Not good, not good. Scammers, man, scammers. Isaac, because we learned well from his father. And Abimelech charged all his people, saying, He that toucheth this man or his wife shall surely be put to death. Then Isaac sowed in that land, and received in the same year 100-fold, and the Lord blessed him. And the man waxed great, and went forward, and grew until he became very great. For he had possession of flocks, and possession of herds, and great store of servants, and the Philistines envied him. For all the wells which his father's servants had digged, all his father's servants had digged in the days of Abraham his father, the Philistines had stopped them, and filled them with earth. And Abimelech said unto Isaac, Go from us, for thou art much mightier than we. And Isaac departed thence, and pitched his tent in the valley of Gerar, and dwelt there. And Isaac digged again the wells of water, which they had digged in the days of Abraham his father, for the Philistines had stopped them, after the death of Abraham, and he called their names after the names by which his father had called them. And Isaac's servants digged in the valley, and found there a well of springing water. And the herdmen of Gerar did strive with Isaac's herdsmen, saying, The water is ours. And he called the name of the well Esek, because they strove with him. And they digged another well, and strove for that also. And he called the name of it Sitnah. Wow. It's no wonder preachers stop every couple of minutes and drink. This stuff here can be really hard to read. All right. Sittah. And he removed from thence, and digged another well. And for that they strove not. And he called the name of it Rehoboth. And he said, For now the Lord hath made room for us, and we shall be fruitful on the land. And he went up from thence to Beersheba. And the Lord appeared unto him that same night, and said, I am the God of Abraham thy father. Fear not, for I am with thee, and will bless thee, and multiply thy seed for my servant Abraham's sake. And he builded an altar there, and called upon the name of the Lord, and pitched his tent there, and there Isaac's servants digged a well. Then Abimelech went to him from Gerar, and Aholsah, one of his friends, and Phicolah, chief captain of his army. Phicol, that sounds funny. It's Phicol, fecal. That sound like the same fecal that comes on your bum when you wipe your hands? Don't get any fecal matter on you? All right, bad joke. Captain of his army. And Isaac said unto them, Wherefore come ye to me, seeing ye hate me, and have sent me away from you. And they said, We saw certainly that the Lord was with thee. And we said, Let there be now an oath betwixt us, even betwixt us and thee, and let us make a covenant with thee, that thou wilt do us no hurt, and we have not touched thee. And as we have done unto thee nothing but good, and have sent thee away in peace, thou art now the blessed of the Lord. And he made them a feast, and they did eat and drink. And they rose up betimes in the morning, and sware one to another. And Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. And it came to pass the same day that Isaac's servants came and told him concerning the well which they had digged, and said unto him, We have found water. And he called it Sheba. Therefore the name of the city is Beersheba unto this day. And Esau was 40 years old when he took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beri the Hittite, and Bashemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite. Okay, so wait a sec here. Stumbling for a second here. Esau is the son of Isaac, if I remember correctly from the listings of everyone. Probably the oldest, which, they tend to get the most amount of glory in the book. And Esau was 40 years old when he took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beri the Hittite, and Bashemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite. So he took to himself 2 wives. Esau got 2 wives, man. Nice going, Esau. Good work. Which were a grief of mind unto Isaac and to Rebekah. All right, so Isaac obviously didn't like his son taking 2 wives, especially Hittites, man. Oh, bad news, Hittites. And it came to pass, when Isaac was old, and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau, his oldest son, and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here I am. Separations are tough here. It's like, so first off, it's like, Isaac calls out, My son, Esau. And Esau said unto him, Behold, here I am. Now therefore, take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison, and make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it. Oh, this is where it gets really slimy. The backstabbing gets good here. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob, second oldest son, the one who had Esau sell out his stuff earlier. You'd have to read that. Have to listen. That one was too cool. That was slimy brothers at work. I've seen slimy brothers like that. They are really bad. They'll try to screw you at everything. It's always the second and third oldest that do this too, because they're just like slimy. No, not always. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat and bless thee before the Lord, before my death. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. This is Rebekah talking to. And now, go to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. and thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, Behold, Esau, my brother, is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. Okay, so they're conniving here on how they can trick their blind old father, or her blind husband, his blind father. They need him to think Jacob is Esau here. My father, peradventure, will feel me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice, and go fetch me them. So his mother's going, I don't care. If you get cursed, it'll be my curse, not yours. Come on, let's get this done, because you're my fave. This connivingness of women goes all the way back to the beginnings of the book of Genesis. This isn't the first scamming woman either that we've read about so far. This is just the latest. Okay. Fetch them to me. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment from her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her younger son. So she dressed Jacob up in Esau's clothes. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck. So now she pasted skins from the goats onto him so that he would feel hairy. Any moron could tell it was goat fur, especially back in that day where they knew all the different types of furs. And she gave him the savory meat and the bread, which she had prepared, into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, My father. And he said, Here I am. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn, and I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that my soul may bless that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because the Lord thy God brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. Ooh, slimy, backstabbing. And he said, Art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment. And he blessed him and said, See the smell of my son. It is as the smell of a field, which is the Lord hath blessed. Therefore, God give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Ah. Now, bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. All right, now we're going to stop on this passage for a moment here. Mainly because anyone who's not been hiding under a rock for the last week knows about the Gillette fiasco and how unfortunately they have destroyed their image, and a vast majority of men, including myself, will never use Gillette again, and I've been using Gillette for 30 years of my life. So, but the point being is, someone made a joke in there, the joke about the cucking of men and the taking away of masculinity, whereas they made the joke that, oh, my wife's son really enjoyed your video, meaning that I'm married to her, but the boy's not mine because I'm a cuck, and it's her boyfriend's son or her previous husband's son or whatever. And this line right here just fit that so perfectly, because in here Abraham's or Esther, the name just got lost. Isaac goes in here, said, let people serve thee and nations bow down to me. So he thinks he has one son, but the other sons are not his, because he goes, let thy mother's sons, or my wife's sons, or they're not my sons, they're your mother's sons, they're not my sons. See, you're my only son because your mother cucked me. Oh, that's too funny. It's just too funny. All right, we'll continue this on. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of the blessing, Jacob of and it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise, and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless thee. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn, Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry. And he said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? That's slimy. Swarmy slimy. You have to go back to the other ones to find out the full on that. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me. Also, O my father, And Esau lifted up his voice, and he wept. Really upset now. Got screwed. Big time screwed. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke off from thy neck. All right, so you're going to serve him for a while. You're going to gain his trust. Then you're going to smash that yoke. It's going to be glorious. Let's read that one again. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing, wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And these words of Esau, her eldest son, were told to Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said unto him, Behold, thy brother Esau as touching thee. Behold, thy brother, and said unto him, Behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice, and arise, flee thou to Laban, my brother, to Haran, and tarry with him a few days, until thy brother's fury turns away, until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forget that which thou hast done to him. Then I will send and fetch thee from thence. Why should I be depraved also of you both in one day? And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life, because of the daughters of Heth. And if Jacob have taken a wife of the daughters of Heth, such are these which are the daughters of the land, which good shall my life do me? All right, we're going to hold at 28 because we've hit 33 minutes. Ding, ding, the magic number. So we've just had a good backstabbing story from Jacob, Esau, fighting over the blessing of their father Isaac, the sliminess of their mother Rebekah. Boy, she is slimy. That's just cruel. Pitting one brother against the other, and trying to protect him, and going, oh my God, I've lost my husband. I can't lose my favorite son. Sometimes, just all a matter of patheticness. At any rate, there we have it, the Sunday morning service from the Rogues Tavern. The Rogues Tavern is going through some altercations and changes now. The new website is under development, and it's going to be an interesting journey with the Rogues Tavern. You may want to tune in from time to time, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. That way you can know when we go live, when we do streams. There's going to be some pre-recorded videos coming. Yeah, it's going to have some gaming stuff in here. That'll probably be the majority of it. But there's going to be more coming from the Bible and etc. This is interesting stuff. You know, not that I'm an over believer or a dyed-in-the-wool Christian, but this is the book that the Western world is based upon. Whether it's good, bad, or whatever, there's still some moral stories in there. And the morality is one of the interesting things in it. With that, this is the Rogue from the Rogues Tavern. That's the end of Sunday morning service. Till next time, have yourselves a good one.
Amen. Fist bump.
Allahu Akbar.